Hey guys, what's going on? I've been slacking a little bit with the journals lately. Life has kind of gotten in the way. I'm getting prepared for a move down to South Florida, and just been a little bit lazy with it. But I do want to get more consistent with doing these journals again because I really do feel like they help my trading. I've been kind of choppy the past week or so. Green day, red day, green day, red day. So. Um, And when I was doing these more consistently, I was more consistent myself too because I'm putting in that extra work. So, um, G was the main play of the day. I actually had a plan based off of 620s, which, on here, the highest um, 60-minute candle bar. And you can see on the 60-minute, we were over that. This is all pre-market. We slammed right back underneath, and and then this was another area of interest too, and through here. And pre-market once again testing failed. We stuffed there today, and then started rolling over a little bit. So I actually was short. I was early. I got stopped out, and actually ended up flipping bias off of this signal right through here. SPY had a really great day, and this was showing some pretty serious relative weakness. So that gave me a little more confidence on this trend break. We got below VWAP. We're underneath the 620 area, or I'm sorry, 1020 area, and started in there, um, covered, and pretty much just played around to core. I had a couple nice little signals that I used. Once we got back under here, I covered some into this range and added back. Had some nice covers in through here, kind of using these. You can see for the 2 days we had a low in through the 87s and then through the 80s, and then I had a really nice. This was beautiful because we attempted, and when I get the stuff confirmation and one more fail, I'm loving this setup every time, especially under VWAP. So I added, covered some more based off low days. And then in through here, it got a little tricky because yes, we made new lows. Um, and I wanted to add through the lows, but this is a super thick stock and there was a ton of size going off. And I just misread the tape, really. I was worried about I was worried about it getting absorbed. And right here it seems smart. And meanwhile, this entire move, I'm holding on to a partial. I'm trading around a core. And once I saw this stuff of the 980s, I got back in there, took a little bit off to pay myself, took some more off into the close, and I'm swinging the rest of it. So that was a great trade. Um, TNDM was pretty great. This was kind of like a news alert, and I gave it some wiggle room because it's a higher price name. I gave it about 50 cents, and not a ton to say. The setup itself wasn't anything too spectacular, but it was a super positive note that came out. And if we're looking at the 60-minute up to this point, this was a really nice little intermediate breakout area, and then we have these areas in through here that you can use as targets. So 50 cents to make a buck 50 is what I was looking at, and I didn't last that long, but I got a buck out of it. Um, it was straight up without a pullback. I should have left just a little bit on ride out this consolidation. Um, it rode some of these moving averages pretty nicely. So good trade there. The news works sometimes if you're familiar with that type of thing. So PXS was one that I just kind of dip bought and ditched quickly, and I left a ton on the table too. I I like buying these types of panics into some previous support, which if we're gonna look at this area, you know, 280s was in the morning, pretty nice support, and then we were straight up from there. Um, broke it. I didn't bother with it right here. It wasn't low enough for me. But when you see, I mean, we're pretty much down for 20, 30 straight minutes, and that's when emotionally I feel like most people panic out and they want to get rid of it. So I actually got some decent size in through here, but I also have a rule because I've gotten caught doing this type of thing before where I don't um this is strictly a scalp because it's below VWAP. If we were way up here and we came down and the wash was maybe this one right here, I would have more patience with it or leave a quarter on for this type of move. But this could have been a really great trade given the size I had, which is size for me. I mean, not really no size, and compared to some of these big guys. But for me, for where I was comfortable, I just treated it like a scalp. I nailed pretty much dead bottom, and it doesn't look like much, but these are the trades I really love because when you nail them, you're in the money instantly. I mean, this was a 2 minute trade, 3 minute trade, and if I had more patience, could have been a monster. But maybe regardless, I need to leave a little bit on and just with a stop at break even because I wouldn't have got stopped out at all today after those moves. So that was a good one. And AMD, I actually fought it a little bit today. In through here, this was scratch short, and then I actually flipped long because I really loved we had this nice consolidation over here, and in the morning we kind of came down, flushed those areas, and reclaimed. And also on my 60-minute chart, the 1773, and then there was another spot in through here too. It was like I think this, no, 1860s. There was something around the 1830s, I forget, but that's an area that I was looking at. We had this really nice consolidation in through here, and SPY started turning up, and this thing's been beat down. So in through here is when I got long on the VWAP reclaim, and I made it, you know, a, kind of far. I added back some dips and sold some more, but I just at here when you go straight up like this, I tend to sell a lot, and then on the dips I want to get back in there, and I was all out right here for a total of 30 cents, and man, this thing just took off. So another one of those that you wish you could have back, and there was really no exit signal here, so I need to keep some on for that exit signal. And then the poor trading, this doesn't look like much of a loss in through here. These were all short scalps. I had a win here, stop out, break even, small win, and actually this ended up being a loss, and then this was a loss too. But these little paper cuts, when you take three of them, they add up. So this, although I cut it short, this actually ended up being the worst trade that I had, and I shorted it because in my eyes it was up too much when really all we were doing was if we go by some of these high volume areas, um, when you have a high volume, increasing volume move like this, and then it's a light volume pullback, uh, you can a lot of times look for like a flag, like channel break down here. And once you get back, I mean, you can take along here, risk off this lows, and once you confirm above these levels, add a little bit more. And, I shouldn't have been short biased at all because the daily shows that we're beat the hell up and we have a long way to go. I mean, this thing could have a decent recovery. We did stuff into some daily resistance here um, in hindsight, but that's also because Apple tanked. But I need to just be better at not trying to short things because I believe they're up too much, especially on a heavily institutionally owned name that is, most likely due for a rebound. So, what else? What else? What else? That was pretty much it. Twitter, I think I had a good idea on it today, but I got some off and then added back some of it and then stopped out. Um, Facebook and Twitter were kind of for a little while there underneath some key areas, and I liked that we started stuffing under here, and we were below VWAP, and it also spy rolls over. This would have worked, but didn't really have a clear signal here other than just getting below this resistance. That this isn't a good trade in my eyes. I need to nix this from the playbook. I don't really know what I was thinking. I think I was just looking for a boredom trade. Time of day too, like right into noon. You expect a lot of shenanigans, so cut these out and I'll be good. But it was a winning day. That's the way you start October, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be on here a lot more because it's just good for me. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good night.